I'm trying to get into what you guys are doing at these visits, and is there any fun stuff, things of that nature.
Well, I feel like you'll probably have different conversations with the coaches than you were your 8th grade and your 9th grade year.
They don't go out and just be
I'm trying to get there.
They
I'm
just
getting
having
there
a
now.
good time the whole time.
So you are a highly touted offensive tackle prospect. Play some defense too out at Dr. Phillips.
Yes, sir.
And you are, I guess, you're in the recruiting process. You're only in your sophomore year of school?
Yes, sir. Finishing up
The sophomore year. When did this process begin for you? When did schools start reaching out and expressing an interest in your ability to play football?
Well, they first started showing interest in, I'd say, 8th grade.
Okay.
When I was at Winterman Prep and I was training with the team and stuff like that. But it slowed down and it picked back up around January of my freshman year.
Gotcha. And you have, as it stands right now, you have scholarship offers on the table from a number of schools.
45, yes, sir.
45 offers. Wow. Okay.
Do you think that number will increase, or it kind of is what it is at this point?
I feel like it'll increase a few more, but, never know what the future holds.
Exactly.
Looking for offers from schools like Clemson and Alabama, and that'll probably be it. Wrap up my recruitment there.
So those are the two offers that you would have an interest in that you do not have currently.
Yes, sir.
And how about the state schools? Have they shown you love? Florida State, Miami, and all that?
Yeah, definitely. They recruit me probably some of the hardest out of all the schools that have offered me.
Awesome. And then schools on a national scale too, like Ohio State's and Michigan's and places like that too?
Yes, sir.
Anything out on the West Coast?
Oregon State, Southern California, Arizona State, and Arizona.
Nice.
Wow.
So what's it like? How do they actually convey an offer to you? Who does that? What's the mechanics of it?
Well, being an underclassman, you cannot really, college coaches can't reach out to you first until September 1st of your junior year.
Okay.
So it'll usually happen through your coach. Your coach will set it up. He'll send you the number and then tell you what time to call, and then as long as you call them, you're able to talk to them.
Okay.
Do they still send letters? Back in my day, they used to send letters to the locker room. To the schools and whatnot.
Well, they can't send handwritten letters to us right now and stuff like that, but it could be like school stuff.
And that's because of COVID?
No, that's because I'm underclassman.
Okay.
Okay. Gotcha.
Do you think COVID has came into play with your recruitment process so far? I know it's early on, but still.
Actually, so I'd say COVID kind of sped it up, actually.
Sped it up. Okay. How so?
So January 28th of 2020, I got my first offer from Arizona State.
Okay.
And then I didn't get an offer until April 30th while we was in quarantine. And then from then on, I was able to train, get used to playing a new position, grow, get stronger, compete with a lot of guys that were, on a higher level at that time.
Okay.
And then I was able to translate that into my game, and then my recruitment kind of took off around late June, early July
of 2020.
It's because they didn't have, the schools didn't have the ability to be entertaining kids on the campus.
Correct.
So the coaches, everybody's in quarantine. They are only able to be looking at film and things like that. They're pigeonholed into looking at film also.
Gotcha.
And so I think that's what helped Peyton and any other kid in 2023 or whatever year. That helped kids a lot because the coaches were pigeonholed also to be able to sit down and watch.
Right. I've seen a lot of stuff from high school prospects such as yourself who want or have been pushing to be able to get on campus with different schools and make those type of relationships in person and see places. Have you had the opportunity to go to any schools in person and see what's up?
Well, 8th grade, I went to Georgia, and actually, the day that everything got shut down, the recruiting dead period that started.
Yeah.
The very day
I was on campus at Florida State.
Really?
So we had to wrap up the visit very quickly, and then it's been over a year since we've been able to take visits, so that's affected a lot of people's recruitment, especially the 2021 and 2022 classes, because they're making a blind decision, not being able to go on campus to the school that they're committed to.
Right.
Exactly. So you think they're at a more of a disadvantage than your class, so to speak.
Right. That's why I say, COVID really doesn't affect me in any way. I just have a lot more time to get better because I have about a year until I make a decision. So
what about your friends? What about your friends that are that are older than you, the 2022s and the 2020. What about those guys? Has
That's
it
the,
affected for
like,
them?
I mean, of course it affects them. They're making a blind decision. They're not really being able to build relationships in person with coaches, get face-to-face with coaches, with their parents and their families, and they're not able to see the campus that, they're going to be at for the next 3 to 4 years of their life.
I'll say
But as you said though, you were on those campuses, what, ninth grade? Do you think they had a chance to do the same, or just depends on how good they were or whatnot?
Can you rephrase that for me?
So you did a couple of campus you did some campus recruiting events or whatever they call it. What do they call it?
Visits.
Just visits.
That's what they
visits.
call it, babe.
Right. So you did a few between 8th and 9th grade?
You went to
First-
You said
first-
you
You went to
Georgia.
First was in the middle of the season, 8th grade, because I had reclass and I wasn't able to play that season, so I had some time on my hands.
Right.
And then the second was Florida State, March 13th of last year.
And that's when everything shut down.
Exactly. But do you think some of the older the classmen 2021, 2020 or whatever, did they have the same did they have the same opportunity to maybe go their 8th, 9th grade year?
They would
which
have had the
predated COVID.
They would have had the opportunity to go prior to the shutdown.
Exactly.
But again, that was over a year ago, and so it kind of
I
cuts
don't.
that
I don't
off.
think
in a
it
way.
has. I think it's different. It depends on the kid.
Right.
It's definitely depends on the kid.
Okay.
If not all kids are going to have the opportunity. Fortunately, Payton has had a lot of opportunity because he's been, it's a lot. He has a lot of good people. Payton has some very good people.
In
He
his
has
camp.
Coach A.G. Wasim. He has Coach Wells. He has Coach D Brown. These are people who are speaking for him, and then he also has his basketball coaches who are speaking for him in these places, in these spots.
Right.
And so I know a lot of kids. I'm a very proud mom. However, I am very aware that Payton has opportunities that other children don't have because of the people that he has speaking for him in these spots. He has a basketball work ethic. He has a football work ethic, and so he has professional basketball players speaking about him. He has professional football players speaking about him, and people don't have that. And that's an opportunity that we have only because we live in Central Florida.
Gotcha.
Only because we live in Central Florida.
Yeah.
Because he could be 6'8" like he is right now, working at Publix and Piggly Wiggly or somewhere.
True,
what I'm saying? In another part of the country. But because we live here, it's a very special thing. It's a very special thing.
You mentioned being on the Florida State campus when the COVID thing occurred. Were you literally in a visit and somebody approached and said, "Hey, we have to abruptly end this"?
Yep.
Well, so what happened is I was with a group of people, right? It was about 5 of us. So we had hit Florida State, but they didn't let us dress out in uniforms and stuff because of COVID and all that.
Okay.
The visit was kind of short. It was a spring practice, so we watched the practice, went on the campus tour, and then it was done after that. So we was then that night, we were on the way to Atlanta to go on a visit to Georgia Tech.
Okay.
And then we were in the car, and then Rudy Gobert had COVID. Then the NBA shut down, and then NCAA shut down. And this all happened within a matter of about 2 hours.
Right. Okay.
So we're on the way to Georgia Tech. We find out we can't take a visit, so we're just sitting ducks in Atlanta.
Oh, so you
Who
made
were
it up
you
to
with,
Atlanta?
though? Who were you with?
I was with A.G. Wasim, Jaden Gibson, Asad Wasim, Zane Durant, etc.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you receive a call from somebody at Tech saying that, or was there some other communication saying, "Hey, this isn't gonna happen or can't happen"?
It was breaking news,
Okay.
Rudy Gobert got COVID. That kind of
Okay, so at that point you realized, oh wait, hey, we're not gonna be able to do the visit we were planning on.
Right. So the NCAA came out with their statement that they're in a recruiting dead period that's been upheld for the past over a year now.
Okay.
About a year and 9 days.
Right. That's crazy,
That's
man.
incredible.
A year and
That's
9
incredible.
days.
Do you think the recruiting visits? Do you think it's a big difference between you going 8th, 9th grade year versus a senior year visit? The things they have you see, the experiences, things of that nature.
Well, I'd say 8th and 9th grade, that wasn't really a priority for these programs. But at this time now, I feel like I am.
You more of a priority, right?
When I went on my first visit to Georgia, I was just an 8th grader with no offers. I was a basketball player. I get to my freshman year, I'm taking my visit to Florida State. I have one offer currently from Arizona State. And then now going into, headed into my junior year, And with the recruiting period being lifted in June 1st, I'll probably be a priority for these schools for the next 2 years. So it'll be a lot different now that they've extended offers to me.
Between what, the conversations or what they have you guys doing? 'Cause I'm trying to get into what you guys are doing at these visits, and is there any fun stuff, things of that nature.
Well, I feel like you'll probably have different conversations with the coaches than you were your 8th grade and your 9th grade year.
They don't go out and just be.
Yeah, that's. I'm trying to get there.
They
I'm
just be
getting there
having
now.
a good time the whole time.
Right.
So, but as it stands now, though, are college coaches able to communicate with you directly, or does it have to go schedule call through your coach?
Well, it's usually a scheduled call through my coach, and you can kind of call the coach whenever you feel like it, but
Okay.
I'd rather just wait for my coach to let me know, or I'll tell my coach I want to talk to this coach right now and see what's going on, and then he'll set it up, and then he'll let me know what time to call.
Okay, so your coach ends up being the intermediary there. Now, with as many schools that have expressed interest in you, like in a typical week, how many coaches or calls are you engaged in?
It depends on the week. I'd say it's about 10 to 15 calls.
Okay.
And on a bad day, it's about 25 a week.
Are some of them
so silly.
long-winded coaches? Do you have to kind of make up excuses to get off the phone?
Yeah, some of these coaches, they'll sit on the phone with you for an hour.
Coach, man, I gotta wash some clothes, man. Mama want me to take out the trash.
What's been the sketchiest excuse you've used to get off the phone?
Bubba.
I gotta think. I was actually on the phone with a coach, and
Be careful, cause he gonna be
honestly,
listening.
I just said I had to clean up my mom's room.
Clean up your mom's room. You